7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey guys and dolls, I am super excited to bring you guys today's video. I'm going to be doing a tutorial using the Metal Matte palette from Kat Von D. This palette is the bomb. Unfortunately, this palette is super sold out, and that sucks. This is the best palette that came out during the holiday season, so if you didn't get your hands on it, that sucks. I'm not here to rub it in and pour salt in the wound or anything like that. What I will tell you is we're going to be doing a super kind of like, you know, you've seen this a million times, a burgundy and gold smoky eye halo edition. You probably have stuff that you can dupe for what we're going to use in terms of the eyeshadows today. The most fun thing in this tutorial really is the Freckles and the Ombre Lip, and you can definitely find a way to dupe what I'm using. The main star of like the Freckles and stuff are these really great eyeliners from Too Faced. This is the sketch markers. I actually don't really love these for the eye because I find you have to like layer them a bit to make them really opaque, and then they get kind of crackly, but they are fantastic for creating these sort of freckles. I thought this would be a really fun video to do for you guys. This is going to be a longer video than some of my other Vlogmas videos because I wanted to really show you guys as much of the process as possible. In doing so, I realized after I had filmed the whole thing that my audio cut out. So I will have this as part live tutorial, part voiceover. I will try to make the voiceover as fun as possible for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I can say about it. There isn't much I can do about the fact that the audio cut out. Shit happens. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go ahead and get started with the look. So first things first, I need to apply a primer. So I'm going to use a synthetic brush to apply a cream eyeshadow base. This is Max Painterly Paint Pot. It's actually my Ride or Die eye primer. I don't think I included a eye primer in the Ride or Die tag. I also forgot brows, which was really weird. Maybe I'll make a very special episode of Blossom to show you guys my favorite brow products. I do have quite a few favorite brow products because brows are important apparently. The eyeshadow palette that I'm using today was from 2016, the holiday collection with Kat Von D. This is the Metal Matte palette. I take Velvet. This is a London Brush Company Classic 5 brush. This brush has a nice taper to it. It is fabulous for creating that beautiful inner corner section. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're creating that haloed smoky eye today. Dip back into Velvet. And we're creating almost like a little like blended out triangle. Try to keep that looking as soft as possible. You can always add more later. And next thing's next, we're going to take that same brush with a little bit more Velvet, and I invert the brush. I turn it upside down, so that way it gives me a little bit of a softer, rounder edge for the initial placement. You can see how pigmented this eyeshadow is. It's awesome. Awesome! Okay, so now I'm going to build upon that. I'm going to pick up a little bit of Silk on a MAC 217, tap off the extra, and then just a little tiny squeeps of Velvet, and then again tap off that brush so you don't have too much product on there because these are really pigmented eyeshadows. And I'm just going to blend that into my crease. Build that up by adding a bit more product. You can also take it across the entire eyeline at this point because there's a bit less on your brush. So to use the highlight in this palette, which is pretty bright, I'm going to use it with a Smith brush, which has a flat side, but it's a little bit fluffy. So you can use just the side of it to pick up product. And then I'll place that just under my brow bone and then use the whole of the brush to blend it out. This is a really great way to use like a little bit of a brighter highlight when you want it to be a bit more diffused. Now, this is something I did when I applied this the first time. I introduced a warmer brown. There isn't quite a warm brown that I need from the Kat Von D palette, so I'm using the Ultimate Basics palette. This is Extra Bitter. P.S. If you don't have the Kat Von D palette, you can totally just use Lethal and Instinct from this palette. Now we've left the center of the lid relatively naked. I'm going to go ahead and build on that now. We're going to use the Too Faced Glitter Glue before we put on our shiny shadows. So I'm going to use my little middle finger to do that. And I totally broke a nail right before I filmed, so I've been getting gel polish done because I'm lazy and because I just like having nice nails without having to worry about it. The eyeshadow that I'm using today is Flash. Oh my god, it's so bright gold. It's amazing. And to apply that, I'm using another London Brush Company brush. This is number 7. It's a nice big wide brush. So just kind of load up your brush with product and pack it on the lid. Now, these crushed metal shadows are like already kind of insane. And this just makes them like on crack. But if you have a, less impressive eyeshadow, using the glitter glue will still bring out the best in it. So apply this almost like following the shape of the brush itself. It's just a little bit larger than the brush, but really just kind of creating a rounded shape on the eyelid. And then what I will do is I will go back in with Velvet, the same brush we used earlier, and I will then feather the color into the center of the lid so it has a nice blend. I even need to like pack a little extra on to make it dark in the outer corner, but the idea is for this eyeshadow to blend seamlessly in with the other. At this point, this is a very warm look, and that's great, but because I want to pair it with the blue lips later, I just want to cool it down like a notch. We got to cool it down before we lose control. So I'm going to take Tinsel from this palette, which is a very sparkly silver, and I'm going to pop it on the other side of the same brush, so you can see the gold shadows exposed. And I'm just going to pop that over the gold, particularly in the center, but just kind of mesh it around. And this is just going to cool it down. It's still very much gold, but it's a cooler gold now. I'm doing this before I apply all my face makeup because Tinsel's a little fallout happy. For eyeliner today, I'm going to be using Urban Decay's Perversion because I'm lazy. I'm just stamping that across my lash line. Nothing too crazy. Whenever I'm doing my eyeliner, I always do it slightly thicker on this side because I have more lid space. And so even though I'm doing it thicker, you actually still see more of my actual eyelid still. Whatever. Lately for my eyebrows, I've been favoring a little bit more of a natural look. So I'm going to be filling my eyebrows in with medium brown from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Perfect Brow Pencil. It is a powder-like brow pencil. It's totally awesome. This would have been included with my Ride or Die favorites. I just forgot to include it. Alright guys, so I always do this. I kind of do like the framework of the top of the eyeshadows first. Then I do my face makeup, and then I come back and finish up. It just makes sense in my head. Obviously, you want to do this in whatever order works for you. Today for foundation, I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, and I'm using a beauty blender to apply it. So I'm going to get it on the little butt end of my beauty blender. I like to place this on the places where I know I need the most product first, and then kind of share the love to other spots on my face. And if you've got a lady beard, don't forget the neck. I just realized that I totally forgot my primer. That sucks. Oh well. Finish off my brows, I'm using the Pixie Brow Gel in Soft Black, which is really just sort of like an ashy type of brow gel. It's really great for even lighter brow hair that has more of like an ashy or cooler tone. Like if you have gray eyebrows, this would be a good one to use as a brow gel to enhance that rather than cover up. So now I'm going to use my lash curler. This is the one I got at Walgreens, which turned out to be my favorite even over all the expensive lash curlers that I have. Next I'm using a eyelash primer. I don't think I've used one of these in a really long time, but I thought, hey, let's give it a go. Cool. Now I have to wait for that to dry. I didn't think this through. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, dum, dum. For lashes today, I'm going to use these ones from Kiss. These are the Daisy Lash. They have sort of like a double stacked look to them, if you can see it. They're quite fluttery and lovely. Lashes come with glue in the package, but I'm going to use the Black Duo brush on because it's my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and place these on. And this lash applicator tool makes the whole process so easy. Highly recommend this. I will have a link to where I purchased it from at Amazon in the description bar down below. It has these needle-like things that hold it, kind of like tweezers, but they're a little more precise than that, so it's easier to see what you're doing, and then just sort of shove the lash down as far as you can get it so you can get a nice, great placement every single time. Okay, so once the false lashes are on, I will use a little bit of mascara to blend my naturals in with my falsies. Today I'm using the Clinique Flutter to Full, which has a little dial so you can choose the fullness of the lash. And I'm really just trying to get that on my natural lashes. I don't think I should have done the mascara primer today, but oh well. It made my lashes kind of crunchy. Why? Why? I never use mascara primer. Why today of all days? Why? Last time I did this, I used a really dark pencil at my lash line. I don't have one downstairs with me, so I'm going to skip that. I'm going to use this really beautiful coppery brown one from Pixie. It's very similar to Urban Decay's Roach, so if you're a big fan of Roach liner, this is like a more glittery version of that. And I'm taking that all across the lash line. And next I'm going to take a little smudgy brush. This one is from Urban Decay. It's called the Smoky Smudger. And I'm going to use that to smoke out the liner. And by the way, if you're not doing this, you're not doing it right. Now to really make that schmutzy and schmaltzy and all that junk, I'm going to take Synergy from this Kat Von D palette and blend that over it. It's a little bit warmer, a little more coppery. It creates a nice framework for the lashes. I'm just going to tightline in the inner corners because you really can't see it like all throughout the lashes, but you can definitely notice that gap right here at the inner part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some mascara on my lower lashes. And that noise you just heard was my camera's microphone battery dying. So briefly, just want to explain it. My camera has an external microphone, which is fabulous and it does so many great things for me. I love it. I will definitely be talking about it more at a later day, but I'm trying to be more eco-friendly. So I was like, oh, let me start using rechargeable batteries because this takes a 9-volt battery. They're kind of expensive and it's a big waste to kind of use them up every other week or so. So I decided to get these rechargeable batteries, which did not last. Oh my God, I can't believe that it wouldn't last through an entire filming. And the thing is, because the microphone, the light to let you know that the microphone is still on is behind me, I didn't realize that the light had gone off. So I just kept on talking and doing the tutorial. So you guys have seen what I've done so far. I added some highlight to the inner corner, melted that in with the lower lash line. Now I'm doing my contour. A lot of this is pretty self-explanatory stuff you guys have seen me do a bajillion times, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you. This is Spellbound Blush from Makeup Geek, my absolute favorite. I mentioned in my Ride or Die tag, which I think was, oh my God, this highlight though, you guys, shut up, hold the phone. This highlight is amazing. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh my God. I'm in love with this. It's from Makeup Forever. This is me freaking out over it. It's a little bit expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. It's $39. Totally worth it. Definitely one that I would recommend getting if you are into a beautiful light pink highlight that isn't too frosty, isn't too textured, isn't too glittery, isn't too metallic. It's just right. It's the Goldilocks of highlight. Speaking of things that are just right and just perfect, I was just gushing about Technopagan Lip Tar, which is absolutely one of my favorites. Again, it was mentioned in my Ride or Die tag. It's, oh, I love this one so much. Every single time I wear it, it makes me so happy. It's sort of right in between blue and purple. It's such a cool color. It's got a metallic finish. And in terms of texture, this is the best textured OCC lip tar in my personal opinion. I think that it resembles real or traditional lipstick the most, whereas a lot of the other ones can be a little too glossy or a little too oily or very, very thin. This one has a texture to it because it has the shimmer particles, so it has a little bit more oomph to it, has great lasting power, and it feathers a lot less than some of the other OCC lip tars. Unfortunately, I dipped out of frame to do my bottom lip. What are you gonna do? Then for the ombre lip, I'm using some of the crushed metallic stuff from the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. I love these. These are great, but honestly, you can use any shimmery eyeshadow you have to do this type of thing with, as long as it has a nice metallic finish to it. By applying it over the lip product, though, it does sort of matte out the eyeshadow. It's an interesting, like, confluence of the different textures. do that top and tails, as I like to say, both top and bottom lip. And you'll notice I'm leaving out the outer portion of my lip so that I have this really great ombre. I've got that pale icy blue in the center. And to apply this, I'm using the MAC 239 brush. Get that nice, look at that. That blend is so good. Love it. They just go well together. It's nice and harmonious. But like I said, I'm leaving the outer part out. So you've got the icy blue, the medium to like deep blue, and then it's blurple on the outer corners. For the freckles, I was really bummed that this part, the audio got cut out because I had all kinds of great info for you. Much of it I can't even remember now. The one thing I can definitely remember is this, in the beginning, what I like to do is go over my own natural freckles. This is the easiest way to start to get some of your placement down. Now, if you don't have natural freckles, just kind of make it up wherever you think you'd like them to be. But the first couple of colors that I use here, I do go over natural existing freckles because I think that that kind of lends itself to a more natural type look. I even went over some of the moles I have on the right side of my face. And then I get a little random with it. I'm using, successively lighter and lighter pens. These are all from Too Faced Cosmetics. These are such great liners. I think they're called sketch liners or sketch marker liner. I don't remember exactly. I don't really actually like these for eyeliner on the eyes because something about when there's eyeshadow there makes them get kind of thick and crusty and weird, but for drawing on the face, these are fabulous. Really, really love these for freckles. I'm now going in with the green, which is a bit darker. Again, we're kind of trying to create depths, different concentrations of colors, different colors. Now I'm going in with the purple, which is also quite dark, but it's, it's a different tone completely from the blue, but it's a darker color. And for this one, with the darker ones, I'm tending to do more of like a pinpoint type application. Whereas with the lighter colors, like the yellow, I'll let them be a little bit more irregularly shaped and a little bit larger because they're lighter. And that's how freckles really are. Sometimes you have very, very large, dark freckles, but most of the time the larger ones are a little bit lighter, and the ones that are a bit darker and more intense tend to be more of a pinpoint. Now here what I'm doing is using a more brush style liquid. This one's from NYX, which would also be a great option for this. But because it's a brush style, it does tend to leave behind a larger freckle, which is why it's great for filling in the large freckle that's under my eye that I always fill in. Just something to keep in mind, like these pen style ones, because they come to such a sharp tip, are easier to create those smaller sizes. One thing I want to mention is the nose. It's so weird to put freckles on your nose. It's just one of those things that I even think I did less on my nose because it was sort of weird for me to put them there because it's right in the center of your face. As I get more and more used to it, and as as I progressed through the colors, I did start to add a little bit more of them onto the nose. The white freckles are also such a cute look. It's very doe-like. It's something I might just do white freckles on their own at some point. And then to create a more realistic look, I went over them with my dried up beauty blender and just sort of pounced a little bit of my existing foundation. That's Rocco right here. He's like, "Mom, are you done working yet?" Oh my God. I'm over it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is a really fun look. This is really fun with the freckles. This is only the second time I've ever attempted the freckle thing, and I really like it. I think it's very cool. It's just a different way to add beauty to your face. It's a different way to express yourself. It reminds me of the 9-year-old me who had freckles. So it's sort of giving yourself that beautiful youth, but in a fun way. This isn't filled in with like browns and different colors, which that can be totally cool too. But by doing it in these unnatural kind of colors, I think it just really makes it so much more fun and so joyous, and just really what playing with makeup is supposed to be about. It's not all about looking like super sexy for our Instagram photos, although this has an element of that as well, but it's definitely fun makeup that you can just wear for the hell of it. So I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be up tomorrow. Happy Vlogmas. See you then. Oh, that was weird. I didn't say my outro was normal. Should I do it? Is it weird? Are you feeling awkward right now? Okay, I'll do it. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be your own kind of beautiful. See you. Bye.